I play football and all, so I have a life outside of Kids Orchestra, and I go to Westdale. It's a great school, and something unique about Kids Orchestra, like the school, is like whenever you go to class, it's not just you go straight to class. You can read in the morning to catch up on stuff, and all like that. So that's something I like about Westdale.
So, tell me about what you do at Kids Orchestra and how long you've been doing it.
I've been at Kids Orchestra for 4 years, I think. Yes. And I just really like to play percussion. It's just the movement of your hands and the feel of the beat.
Tell me more about percussion.
Percussion is pretty much, it's just making a beat with your hands, or just like this. I'm just doing percussion right now. Just doing percussion, not doing strings or anything like that.
So, can you tell me all about your percussion teacher?
Mr. Gustavo, he's just awesome. I mean, whenever I come into the class, he's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be like, I want a peanut butter jelly sandwich when I go home." You should be like, that, instead of, is that a bird feeder? Look, my backpack.
So, do you know why you chose to play percussions instead of maybe like the cello or?
It's really complicated because whenever you try to play a note in a different kind, like C or F or something like that, you just be like, but you have to read it automatic and know what to do, like instead of ba 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 ba.
Okay. Do you have drums or percussion instruments at your home?
Yes, I do.
And how often do you practice there?
I do have drum instruments at home. I have a drum pad at home, and I use my brother's drum at home. I used to have a drum set whenever I went to my grandparents' house, and I do practice sometimes at home.
Okay. Have you ever performed in a concert with Kids Orchestra?
Yes, many of times. I think 3 times. No, 6 times. Because I perform twice a year in a concert.
Can you tell me about your experience performing in the concert?
It's always been at Christian Life, and we always have rehearsals there, so it's pretty much like going to a rehearsal, except you're performing in front of people.
Does performing in front of a big group of people make you nervous?
No, I'm not even nervous anytime. I'm just like, "Oh, hey, what's your name?" Like that.
Can you tell me about your favorite piece of music you performed?
2 years ago, I can't remember what it was called, but I do like the Mambo Ambo.
Tell me about your Kids Orchestra friends.
Well, Kids Orchestra, I have lots of friends, like Judah and Donald that were in my class earlier.
And both of them are percussion like you?
Yes.
Can you tell me about a classmate who is really good at their instrument and what makes them so good?
My brother's pretty good, But this year, most of the best players have just moved on. Like Brandon, my friend last year, he moved too. He was supposed to go to 6th grade at McKinley, but instead he moved to Dallas.
How about your cousin that plays in Challenge? She good?
Yeah, she is. And Grant, he's pretty good too. He's been in the business for 3 years.
You wanna tell us about the instruments, the different percussion instruments that you got to play with the percussion showcase and all that?
I played cymbal, bongos, snare drum, one of the most times. I think I played congas, lots of different instruments, timbales, what is it called? Can't remember. Tambourine, and lots of others.
What's your favorite?
And why?
Snare drum. I like the snare drum. It's loud and it makes you stand out more in the orchestra, and it's just it's like having a drum pad, except it's a snare on the bottom and it's a drum.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like people to know about Kids Orchestra?
We like Kids Orchestra likes newcomers. I mean, you can go there. Like at the Kids Orchestra camp, there was someone blind and she still played Foundations. So that's what I like about Kids Orchestra. They just welcome anybody that could that they would. Anyone who wanted to come.
Yep. And if a kid who wasn't in Kids Orchestra asked you why they should join, what would you say?
I just pretty much say this about this whole interview, like what I said right here. That way they come.
Okay. Wonderful. Do you have anything else, Tom? Do y'all think of anything I might have missed? That sounds like, yeah. Okay, and just to end it off, can you tell me your name, your school, your grade, and what you play?
My name is Bryson. I play percussion. I go to Westdale Heights Academic Magnet, and sorry. Oh, and I in 5th grade.
Alrighty.
Okay, cool.
All right. My name is Gustavo Miranda. I've been teaching with Kids Orchestra since the beginning of Kids Orchestra, actually. So it's been 4.5 years, however long we've been doing this. I'm a graduate student at LSU, and I got here 5 years ago to start my master's degree, and so I finished my master's degree at LSU, and now I'm working on my doctorate degree at LSU, and I've been doing this for a long time. In the beginning, to be honest, it was kind of hard to me working with kids, and I had to, we had a couple kind of master class with educators kind of teaching us how to deal with the kids, and we had with Kids Orchestra we go through a serious training with how to deal with kids. We all required to take some courses online of what to do and what not to do. So that kind of helped me a lot in the beginning, and then once you start doing that a lot, you kind of gain the experience to do the job well, and it's been very rewarding. It's a great thing what you guys are doing with the the way we started. We started in Capital. Capital. I don't remember what it is, but it was 5 years ago, and we only had that one school, and now we're up to like 20. Oh God, yeah. So that's 24 schools. Yeah, it's amazing what it does with kids. I've seen a lot of kids changing behavior in a very good way. Kids that start a semester with you and they really, you can see they're going through some things in their, in their homes and stuff like that, and then, you see that little moment they're playing music. It's like the moment they're outside of that word that sometimes is kind of not very pleasant for kids, and then you see some kids, really changing and really, getting what we're here to do, what we're offering. So it's been a great experience. I'm very proud to be a member of Kids Orchestra, and actually Bryson was one of the first students I've had, and he started with me the second year of Kids Orchestra. We came to Westdale, and he started with me since then, and he's just very, very talented. He's really good at following directions, and he takes everything very seriously. He always learns the material that we work in class, and he actually stand out for, for like actually the second year we had a concert that we had a music that required for a drum roll. And I was planning on doing that because I couldn't see any way a kid would learn how to play a drum roll that fast. And Bryson was actually really quick with that. I just brought the idea of like, let's see if anybody here can do this. And I started telling them what to do. And this next week, Bryson actually, I think he practiced at home. He said he has his drum pad. He came back and he was able to do it. So we actually were able to use, to not have a teacher playing in the concert, and actually Bryson was like the very first note of the concert. He started playing a drum roll, and then the orchestra joined it. So, so it's pretty. I think it's really great what we do with, in that sense. That's something. Even if he doesn't want to be a musician, like all the faculty in Kids Orchestra, we all musicians. We do this for real. Most of Kids Orchestra teachers are graduate students at LSU. So. People that take music seriously, but we understand that this is not what this is about. We're not trying to make musicians. We're trying to introduce that, and if they become musicians, great. But if not, that's all right too. The experience is it's worth it. So, but yeah, what was the other question? I feel like I didn't have any break at all. It just went through. Sorry.
I actually think you got it. I don't think there's anything else I need from you.
Can I get you to say and spell your name? Like if they put a third along the bottom so we have it.
All right. It's Gustavo Miranda. Gustavommiranda. Gustav, like a hurricane you guys had a couple years with an O in the end, Gustavo. And then Miranda, like a girl's name, Miranda. Yeah.
Yay, that's
Okay.
great.
All right.
That was.
Hi, my name is Shawn Morgan, and I am the parent of Bryson and Blake Morgan, Kids Orchestra percussionist. They have been in Kids Orchestra for the past 4 years. Bryson started with Kids Orchestra camp one summer after his first grade year, and we loved it so much that we talked to the principal at the school and we asked if they could have Kids Orchestra as an after-school program at Westdale. And since then, the program has been at Westdale. My kids have been enrolled, and they've loved it. So Bryson is in his fourth and final year at Westdale and in Kids Orchestra, and we love it. The program has helped him a lot tremendously, especially with having that outlet from school being so rigid, not being able to talk, not being able to express yourself, can't move, can't do anything. So Kids Orchestra gives him that opportunity to be himself and actually move and talk and have fun. And he's a social kid, and so that's Kids Orchestra is his social outlet.
Wonderful. Can you tell me a little more about you calling school to get the program here? I didn't even know anything about that. I didn't know that you were part of getting us here. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we attended the Kids Orchestra camp the summer of 2012, and we loved it so much that at the end we told the instructors, can we get you at our school? And so Miss Eliza was the director at the time, and she said that we could definitely look into that. She just needed to speak with the principal. So I called the principal that summer and kind of arranged for them to meet and talk, and from there the program was incorporated at Westdale Heights, one of Kids Orchestra's greatest sites.
I had absolutely no idea. They should tell me these things before I'm interviewing people. But
Yes.
okay.
And so also during that summer, we had my nieces and nephews attended the camp that summer, and so one of my nephews was a percussionist as well, and my niece played the cello, and the other played the violin.
That's awesome.
Not the violin, the clarinet. We'll take that part out. She played something.
Okay. Can you share with me, and we're editing this whole part out. So can you talk to me at all about a change or an increase in responsibility in your boys as young musicians? It's one of my buzzwords.
So we have always had to use prompts to get Bryson to complete tasks, and his teachers have actually also said the same thing, that sometimes he'll just kind of have a mental break, and so those mental breaks are sometimes taken through music. So he may make beats on the table, on the desks, and my youngest son Blake also does the same thing. So a lot of times we're at the homework table at our house, and the two of them are making beats with pencils in the desk, and I'm like, what is going on? So they use that as a time to kind of refresh their brains. You know, like some people take a sip of water. My kids use music and drums to kind of tickle their brains.
That's really awesome. Can you talk about how you feel about the quality of the music education or the teachers we have?
So kids orchestra instructors are phenomenal. Kids orchestra instructors, the number one thing that I find that is the best for kids is consistency. Children need consistency, and that's what you have with kids orchestra instructors. They're always there, they're always on time. There's never a substitute. You may have substitute teachers, you may have, babysitters, but kids orchestra, you always have the consistency in the instructors, be it the classroom, the instructional time after school, or the concerts, or the rehearsals on the weekends. It's always been the same consistency amongst the instructors, and that's helpful for children because they build those relationships, and relationships are important in a child's mental health.
Is there anything you would like to add about teamwork or friendships your boys made through Kids Orchestra?
So my kids join Kids Orchestra along with their cousins, and so it's a little difficult to pry them apart. But the good thing about Kids Orchestra is that they all play different instruments, and so of course they come together in the beginning of rehearsals, and they come together at the end of rehearsals. But during Kids Orchestra, they've bonded with some of their friends from school that they can't necessarily bond with in the classroom. They've bonded with other students who may be in different grades than them. So it's provided that opportunity for them to have extracurricular with their classmates that they don't necessarily get to have during the school day.
All right. And I don't have anything else from you. I think that's more than enough for short.
And did she say your name and everything?
Oh, yeah, we started off with that. If you want to do it again, you can.
What's your name again?
My name is Sean Morgan. I'm a parent of Bryson and Blake Morgan at Westdale Heights.
I don't know if we need a spelling, but I think we can figure out Sean Morgan.
No, you need a spelling.
Okay, hit it.
SCHAUN Morgan, MORGAN.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Alrighty.